it's because they're conserving ammunition for the big barrage to come. But Russia's been preparing for this for some time, not this particular war, but war in general. They've understood that they need to be prepared to carry out large-scale ground combat operations in a European environment against a NATO-like enemy. And so they have ammunition stores that are sufficient to test. And unlike the West now, which is starting to gear up, Russia has been gearing up, and the factories are producing ammunition. And the Russian norm for production is designed to meet or exceed the rate of expenditure. So I don't see Russia running out of ammunition anytime soon, and I see Russia fully able to sustain its dominance in artillery. What Russia is doing right now is purely driven by the actions of the collective West. Russia has expanded its military, grown to 1.5 million projected, new divisions, new artillery groupings, new force groupings. And it was all done because of the West. Again, cause and effect relationship, action, reaction. The good news is that Russia is not like the United States. Russia isn't seeking to project power abroad to militarize its interaction with the world. Russia's actions are purely a defensive response to the irresponsible actions of NATO and the United States, Japan, and others. So I think that a stronger Russia makes the world a safer place, because what it does is it puts to bed once and for all this fantasy that the United States and NATO have, that somehow they can defeat Russia. Russia's not out to defeat NATO, but it's going to darn sure make sure that NATO can't defeat it, and that's what it's doing right now. What we're seeing right now along the entire breadth of the front line is that Russia's putting pressure on Ukraine throughout. And it's forcing Ukraine to commit reserves and commit to fighting. And so Russia's shaping the battlefield. And at some point in time, Russia's going to evaluate what this shaping has produced. How have the Ukrainians responded? Where have they put reserves? Where have they thinned out the line? And where they thinned out the line, are there significant defenses back there? How can this be exploited? And once they've done this and they pick the weakest spot in the line, that's where I think you're going to see the mailed fist go in, and that'll be the beginning of the end of the Ukrainian armed forces. Ukraine is a large nation, but the Russians are literally actively pursuing their objectives of demilitarization and denazification. And I think in the next coming months, Russia will achieve both. And at that point in time, the Ukrainian conflict will be over militarily, and Russia will then have the difficult task of finding a political solution. But the idea that this war, actual fighting, is going to drag on for years is an absurdity. Russia just isn't going to play that game. I think the military victory will be achieved again by the end of summer, early fall of this year. The political solution may take a little bit longer, but the military aspect of this conflict, I think, will be all over. And you know who else agrees with me? Our friend, the green T-shirt wearing president of Ukraine, who has said to the United States, if you don't provide me with the 30 Abrams